I have worked with the pioneers of the modern era of PD, particularly Henry Tankoff at the University of Washington in Seattle. He developed the PD catheter. So he was really the father of this new form of peritoneal dialysis that evolved into CAPD, the chronic ambulatory peritoneal dialysis, and more importantly, the APD, which is the automated peritoneal dialysis. So I was part of that development over there. So when this new era came up, which was in the late 70s, I was able to place place the first patient on CAPD in Brazil in July of 1980.
Born in Brazil 1945, Professor Miguel Riella was a US resident for 7 years, and the international experience has been an influence ever since.
The best thing you can do to a young investigator who hasn't been abroad is to send him to a high-quality scientific investigator place, and they come back completely different.
One of them is Dr. Roberto Pecoits. He was invited to Baxter Novum in 1999.
I think that the environment is focused on stimulating creativity. It's not that you have meetings every day. It's not that you have discussion of papers. Not a lot of technical things. It's just sometimes you have an idea. You are allowed to do that. No major pressure. No big deadlines. So that creates a nice environment for creating new ideas, and that's, I think, the workflow is really allowing people to take their time and think.
3 years later, Dr. Pecoits returned to Brazil with a whole new package of experience and eagerness to do research.
You get ideas from the clinic, you go to the lab, and you get people involved in that, and specific research projects. And then you answer the question. And pretty soon the question you answered in the lab goes to the clinic, and it was inspiring because then you can just project what your lab could be in the future. And that's exactly what happened when I got back to Brazil. The experience doesn't finish when you pack your stuff and you go away. I still go there once or twice a year, just to sort of refuel, to discuss my projects with my colleagues there. That is an ongoing project.
Dr. José Divino was in Stockholm long before Baxter Novum was launched. He's been around at Karolinska for 15 years. When Baxter Novum was 4 years old, Dr. Divino joined Baxter.
The Karolinska Institute is a very high-level research activities, prestige and resources. We Latin Americans have a lot of enthusiasm to do research, basic knowledge that we need to develop what we have. Therefore, bringing doctors from Latin America, in the case nephrologists, to Sweden, to the Baxter Novum, it's a way of stimulate these people, and they can learn, develop, and go back to their own countries. One of them is Brazil, and try to not only replicate what they have been doing at Karolinska, but also to keep the ties with Karolinska Institute and Baxter Novum. What I think Baxter Novum and the researchers there, and I can just mention again Bergström, Jonas, Bengt Lindholm, and be fair to one more who was from the beginning in this area, Olof Heimberger. So these people certainly have contributed a lot for the peritoneal dialysis area of research and clinical impact. But I think the peritoneal dialysis is where it is because of the clinical doctors doing their day-by-day work all over the world.
It's my pleasure now to welcome, from Brazil, Dr. Lilian Cupari. Dr. Cupari, welcome.
Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome. Well, you're Baxter Novum famous for 2 reasons. One is your research, and we're going to talk about it. The other one is the Liliettes. Now, as a journalist, I'm very interested. Tell me, what kind of an association is that?
Well, actually, this is a group of very special dietitians, nutritionists that are highly motivated and interested in training and in research in nutrition in chronic kidney disease. And I think I'm very lucky to have all of them working with me.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the fun part sometimes. A lot of people will talk about that, but let us just go quickly through your scientific research in Brazil.
Okay. Just to give you an overview, our nutrition group, together with the cardiovascular disease group and bone disease group, are part of the chronic kidney disease section of the Division of Nephrology of the Federal University of São Paulo. Our main activities are in assistance, in which we give nutrition advices to patients in all stages of the disease. We also are involved with teaching. We have a one-year training program for dietitians, and also a master and a PhD program. And in research, we are interested in many aspects of nutrition in chronic kidney disease. Here we are. The famous. Last year, we were able to organize a meeting with the former and the current Liliettes, and it was marvelous. It was wonderful to have all them together.
They all look very happy.
Yeah. Our main research areas are in energy expenditure and body composition, and our current ongoing studying protocols are related to adipokines and body composition in peritoneal dialysis patients, and also the relationship of adipokines with visceral fat in chronic kidney disease. We also tested waist circumference as a marker of visceral fat in CKD. And we also, as always, we are interested in energy expenditure, and now also in physical activity in patients on hemodialysis. Our relationship with Baxter Novum and Karolinska Institute was when Dr. Roberto Pecoits introduced us to Dr. Bent Linderholm, that with his team he warmly welcomed Carla Avezzani as a guest researcher for her postdoc. And Carla was a master and a PhD student of our team, and during her stay here, she developed this study on energy expenditure and UCP2 gene polymorphism and CKD. And now we have another collaborative study on determinants of energy expenditure and physical activity in CKD patients. During Carla's stay here, I could come and visit Baxter Novum and Karolinska Institute, and I have to say that I had the great privilege to enjoy this wonderful city, having Dr. Bent as a host. And to finish, I'd like to say that science has providing knowledge, but also union, friendship, and a lot of fun for our team together with other groups around the world.
I think the next Baxter Novum Scientific Hub is going to be in Brazil, if there are going to be a lot of people applying for a position over there, if they see the pictures. Thank you very much, Dr. Cupari, for being with us. Thanks a lot.